circle around to New York, and this particular story is very, very disturbing. Whew. Yeah, very disturbing. So after the bodies of Ashley Ducille and her boyfriend were found in her Bronx apartment, maggots continue to invade the homes. The corpses are gone, but the maggot infestation has continued to spread. So more than a week after the decomposed bodies of domestic violence victim Ashley Ducille and her abusive boyfriend were found in her Bronx apartment, maggots are still invading the homes of horrified neighbors. Luz Birquet said her apartment is full of maggots. And it's funny because that's how they realized that somebody had died, because Luz's apartment is below is below the apartment where the bodies were found, and that's how, and it was because maggots were coming through her ceiling. That's how they realized that something was wrong in the apartment above, and they, you know, they called police, and oh, can you imagine? And the maggots have since spread to other apartments. The lady said that her son's room is absolutely full of them. They're in the kitchen. She can't cook. They're in the whole apartment. Authorities suspect the corpse had decomposed for a week before they were discovered. Luz said that her kid doesn't want to eat now. She said her 15-year-old son is traumatized. Everything he sees grosses him out. The maggots have wriggled into the homes of Lily Torres, who has endured the infestation with her 4 children and husband. They no longer want to be in the apartment with the maggots. Torres has lived in the building for decades. They're saying that the maggots are in the walls, they're in the ceilings. The kids are coming home from school and they can't go upstairs. They can't eat. Maggots are just falling all over, like it's literally all over the place. Apparently, it's a 5-story, 20-unit building, and the maggots have crawled to the 3rd and the 1st floors in the unit. Oh, why? So I guess the girl was killed on the 2nd floor. And then they found maggots everywhere. Like, I don't know, that just reading about it gives me the heebie-jeebies. They said exterminators tried to eradicate them, but nothing happened. I'm trying to figure out what would get rid of them. That it's just creeping me out. Just reading about it, thinking about it. Apparently, the first time they tried using roach spray, and that they're going to have to tear down that building because the maggots are just going to spread. They're going to have to tear down the building because, yeah. And the thing about it is too, the apartment where the bodies were found, nobody has yet gone into that apartment to do any cleaning. So imagine that the apartment is still locked up. How much maggots and stuff have accumulated in that apartment, and then it's spread to the other apartments. Holy crap. Like, that's just crazy. They're going to have to tear down that building because the maggots are going to go into the walls. They're never going to get rid of the maggots in that building. So they're saying the bodies of Ducille, age 29, and Kareem Kilpatrick, age 40, were found after Barriget alerted landlord maggots were dropping from her ceiling. Cops were then dispatched to do a wellness check on the apartment above. Investigators believe Ducille was shot in the chest by her abusive boyfriend, identified by police as 40-year-old Kilpatrick, who then killed himself. So they had 2 whole bodies fit. Wow. I mean, This, oh, I don't even know where to go with. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But it was an abusive relationship for Lucille, and her boyfriend killed her, and then for Maggots, and it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. But very, very crazy. So we're going to move on to Enid says, I would die. They have to. Sharon said, maggots are present where decomposition is. More bodies in there. I'm not sure if there's more bodies in there, but remember I said the maggot did already spread to the other apartment before them take up them two body there, So the maggot had already spread behind the drywall and behind the ceiling, the flooring and them something. So it already spread. So they and they haven't had an opportunity to go into the unit to do any cleaning. So whatever dry, if he shot her, there'd be blood spatter. And if he shot himself, there'd be blood spatter. So all of that is still in the apartment. So even though they take out the body, they haven't cleaned out the apartment. So all of that is there, and it's just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm just gonna touch on Wisconsin first for a bit, because we've seen and read about the guy that drove into the Christmas parade and killed six people, injuring 62, and at the backstory of it, like, he shouldn't even be out on the streets. He should not have been out on the street because he's a registered sex offender, and it says if the time is hot, it spread faster. It's in New York, so the temperature would fluctuate, but if the apartment is closed and the heat is on, they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. But this particular guy, he should not have been out. He's a registered sex offender. He breached probation. He should have been he should have been in jail. He was rearrested when he failed to obey sex offenders law. He got bail and he never went back to court. And this is what happened. And he's been on the road from 2016. So sometimes we want people to go to jail and get bail, but another time it's best if they just stay there, because if he was in jail, the 6 people who had killed would have been fine. They wouldn't have been dead. He wouldn't have had the opportunity to go mow them down with his car because he was angry and upset. So that's my little rant on that one. But we're coming to the end, and I'm going to talk on my soul chattings for the night. My soul chattings for this week is: a mistake repeated more than once is a decision. A mistake repeated more than once is a decision. So that's the end of the show for tonight, all. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule and spending your time with me on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Thank you very, very much. Have a good week.